What's up everyone, my name's Joe and today we are going to rank all the episodes of Rings of Power. And this is going to be the last video on Rings of Power. Next week we're going to move on to something else, probably a ranking of some other sorts, maybe a big franchise. Tell me down in the comments what you want to see. Tell me down in the comments your ranking of the show and let's get started. And starting with number 8 in last place, we have episode 1. I thought it was just a horrible start to a season that was in general very underwhelming. It was boring, none of the characters are interesting, and we had little to no action at all. Then at number 7, we have episode 2, which is still pretty much the same as episode 1, but we didn't have to introduce all the new characters, so we had a bit more time to do other stuff, but it was still horrible. Then in 6th place, we have episode 3. I know it seems like I'm just ranking in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but this is the 3rd worst episode. It's getting a bit better with every episode, like it's noticeable. There is more action in this. The CGI, admittedly, as good as it is in all the other episodes, is just laughable here. It's absolutely horrible. But it's not as boring as the other two, and that is a big plus for me. Moving on to 5th place, we have episode 4. In episode 4, there are some very cool visuals. The Numenor stuff is very cool. I like the flooding vision thing, And it is good, but the writing is still so laughably bad that I want to rip something apart every time I hear anyone talk in this show. It is that annoying. Also, there's not enough interesting stuff going on to actually merit a higher placing. Then on to number 4, we have episode 7. We broke the streak. Episode 7 is weird because you end episode 6, which was okay, we had a lot of action, and you have 2 episodes left, and then you do a whole episode without any action at all, after you already had basically a cliffhanger which could have served as the ending of the season. So I don't understand why we do 2 more episodes if we could have just ended it after episode 6, do you get me? Anyway, it is very, very boring, no action at all, but it does deserve a higher place because I think tension is still a bit there and it is interesting what's happening. It's just not very well done. Now we get to the top 3. Now the top 3, I actually enjoyed watching these 3 episodes. I still don't think they're very good, but at least I had fun with them. And in 3rd place is episode 6, where we had a lot of action. Basically the whole episode was full of action. And I thought that as soon as we go into the day part of the episode, it's very good. I liked the action, it was very fun, it was very cool. But the first half an hour of this was so dark that I couldn't see anything. I was just like listening to grunts and it annoyed me a lot. And I was sitting about like half a meter away from my TV to see anything. And once you saw something, it is very cool. Then in 2nd place, we have episode 8. Now, I actually liked episode 8 a lot. I thought the writing was a bit better than the rest of the show. It was alright, not great, but alright. It was very tense. We had a lot of reveals, which generally always is exciting in any show. And I thought the visuals also were very cool between Halbrand and Galadriel and then the rings and the fire that resembles the eye. I thought it was very cool. It kept me engaged. The twists were very obvious, but that doesn't really take it away from it. And in 1st place, we have episode 5. And the people who have seen my reviews probably would have guessed this because I gave it the best review. It is just a good episode. We have the best fight scene where Galadriel teaches the kids, they're not kids, but the younger people how to fight. It is very well choreographed. I loved it, it's very cool. We have actually good pacing in the show. It's not boring. We move at a brisk pace. We actually get stuff done. Maybe even a bit too much, as I said about the last 10 minutes. And it was like the first time that it actually felt like Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit scene where they go around the countryside and move from place to place is awesome. I love that. And the dwarves are great. And the scene with the... well, it's one dwarf, isn't it? But the scene where the dwarf is sitting with the elves at the dinner table was really tense. But it was just genuinely good. I loved episode 5. I didn't love the rest. But that's gonna be it for today though. Thank you so much for watching this series, this episode, everything. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next week with something new.